this is real life and this is my SunJoe pressure washer review. I'm going to show you exactly what you get for your money, how to assemble it, and then demonstrate me using it to clear this surface round by the swimming pool. Yours on Amazon for about $65. There's a link to it below the video. It uses about 1.5 gallons of water a minute and has a pressure of up to 130 psi, but I suspect the nozzle spray might not be that wide, but we should. It comes in a tiny little box. Some slight self-assembly required. You need to put the handle on top, but that's simply attached by these two screws here. The cable tidy on the side slides on, and you need to screw the inlet hose for the water on the front. It's key that this goes on the front because there is the hose outlet for the pressure washer on the back. Very simple to assemble, he says. Probably won't go well on camera. This is keyed in play in the end there, so you need to push that in, twist this around to lock it in place, which is a bit, I did find slightly tricky. There, and once that's locked in place, you then need to tighten this down on there. The great thing that I like about this is the length of the cable is simply huge for the hose. Likewise, your power cable is absolutely massive. It's like 20-30 feet long or more. And there is also a residual current circuit breaker on there, meaning it should stay nice and safe. Assembly. Hose simply screws on the back of here. Make sure that's nice and tight. Attach your water on there to inlet hose. Simply tightens up on the front. So I'm going to go and power it up, but before I power it up, I'm going to turn the water pressure on just in case this already happens to be on. Okay, I've got my water on, so I've got my power on, so I'm going to turn that on, and this is now that is ready to use. I'm suspecting as soon as we pull the handle, we're off and running. Okay, now you can adjust the nozzle by turning it round. That's going to adjust the width of the nozzle from narrow like that through to wide. Okay, I'm going to try out my diving board first of all. Put it on the wider nozzle. No, that's not bad for that. Just going to make short work of that. Well, that's making pretty good progress on there. There's still some ingrained dirt on there, so maybe if I put it on a little bit narrower, should be able to blast that right off. As you can see there, well, the narrow jet is removing more of the waste. It's going to be far more time consuming with that tiny little nozzle on there. That is maybe the limitations of this thing costing just $65. It's going to take a little bit longer than if you bought, say, a $400 pressure washer, which is going to have a far more wider spray, but not bad at all for the money. It took me about 5 minutes to clean that diving board. It's not a bad first effort. That's with it on the wider spray on there. We'll clean it much better with the narrow spray, but it's going to take a long time, and I might put some chemicals on the top to get that nice and clean. Not a bad first effort though. I went out on the narrow nozzle thinking that was what was going to be required to get it off of it, but I've just switched it to the wider nozzle, and pleased to say the wider nozzle is working pretty much just as well as the narrow nozzle bit. I will have to use the narrow nozzle, I suspect, on some of the bits where it's really ingrained in there with moss, but very, very pleased with that. So overall, do I give the SunJoe pressure washer the thumbs up? Well, I think at this price point I probably do. $65, and it is doing what I wanted it to do, which is the moss removal and clean the diving board. Well, I hope you found that review useful. If you did, then please do subscribe. Every video we do is different, reviewing all sorts of different household products coming this summer.